What's going on, beautiful people? Thank you for tuning in, for watching. I appreciate your appreciation. And to pay back that appreciation, it's time to piss some people off. Okay, in this video, it's time to piss some people off and get a little bit controversial. I think I've doomed myself to a life of controversy, but it is what it is. So, I'm gonna go on a rant here about nationalism and nation states and borders and countries and ethnic backgrounds and identifying and affiliating with a certain country and a certain ethnicity as your identity, right? And why I have a lot of problems with that. And here it is. Here's the rant. Let's go unfiltered. Let's just shoot from the hip. I think it's fucking stupid. I think nationalism is a stupid, dumb thing. This idea that I am a Canadian or I'm a Syrian or I'm an American or I'm a Serbian or I'm an Australian or I am Nigerian or this and that. I think that is one of the stupidest things us humans have come up with. This idea of nation states. Let's get this planet that doesn't really have borders and doesn't exist, and let's get a pen here, pencil, because we can always redraw it, and that's what happens over the years. Let's get a pencil here, right? Let's get a couple of dumbasses here, the dumber they are, the better. And let's start drawing shit, right? Okay, let's draw a line. We see this continent called North America. All right, let's draw a line here. Okay, north is Canada, south is America. Why do we draw this line? I don't know. The political situation at the current moment we drew this line suggests that anybody living northern of this is of certain political affiliation. Anybody living south of this thing we drew is of certain political affiliation. All right. Okay, they're Canadians, we're Americans. Go America, go Canada, go. And then you get really passionate and excited about your country, right? And your country becomes like, my country's the best, my country's the best. Do you guys want to see how that works out? Don't have to go too far. Go back to World War I and World War II. All right? World War I and World War II was fueled by many factors, economic factors, and industrializations and industrial nations fighting for resources, but also nationalism was a big part of it. This idea that my country is better than your country. And this idea of, I want independence for my country. I mean, that's when the Serbian guy killed the Duke, right? Ferdinand. And, that guy was like, he wanted independence for his country, for Serbia, right? And so, you want to see where that took us? You want to go look at World War II. What was Hitler's ideology? What fueled Hitler? This idea of the Aryan race, that, this race that we are, this German race that speaks German is superior to other races. And that actually what fueled him. It's like, that's all stupid. This is stupidity. Really, just because you're born for a certain ethnic background and you speak a certain language and you live within certain boundaries on this map, these boundaries were created by people we don't even know in different circumstances. And now you're saying, oh, because I am born within these boundaries and I speak the language that people speak here, then me and my people are better than the other people? That is so stupid. That is retarded, excuse my language. That is stupid. What is this? Come on. Really? We're gonna just now base these things on these lines? Oh, I'm Canadian, so I'm this and this. I'm Syrian, what does that all mean? That doesn't mean anything to me. I'm Canadian, right? And I'm Syrian. Again, that's just because of the way my life worked out. But really, what does that mean? You guys are watching, some of you guys are watching these videos, you're from totally different countries and speak totally different languages. What separates me and you? Nothing. We share the human condition. That's it. Then we're the same. Oneness, togetherness, unity, love, we're the same. Why is nobody talking about that? Why are we always so caught up in these in these affiliations, right? It's all part of your ego, right? This is all part of my ego. Oh, I am Syrian. I am Canadian. And this is a rant against all nationalities. It's all against nationalism. We shouldn't have borders. We should not have borders. We should not need passports to travel from one place of the planet to another place of the planet. When the Europeans came over from Europe to North America and they looked at the natives and they said, okay, well, this is our land now. The natives are looking at them. They're confused. They're dazed. What do you mean this is your land? I don't get it. I don't understand. They didn't understand this concept of this is my land. And I own this land. They looked at the land. This is God's land. This is not anybody's land. This is God's land. What do you mean this is your land? What do you mean this is your country now? They didn't even understand that because they didn't conceive of the idea. Really, what is this idea when you look at it? Look at it from an alien's point of view, from an outsider's point of view. This is a planet. This is one planet. Okay? And these borders are always changing, mind you, throughout human history. It's always changing. So does that make it now, because I'm born in this, and does that make you part of that thing now, part of that group? Oh, you're born in this country, so now you're an Arab. Now you're a Persian. Now you're a Kurd. Now you're a Hindu. It's like, no, man. I just happen to be born here. I'm born in this country. Really, and I grew up and I'm speaking this language. I speak Arabic, not by choice. I just grew up in an Arabic country. So I speak Arabic. I grew up in an Arabic country. I didn't choose that. Does that now give me an identity? Does that now make me somehow different than other people that don't speak Arabic? Does that somehow make me inferior or superior to other people that don't speak Arabic? I certainly grew up with that mentality. I certainly grew up with the mentality of, the other thing is religion, right? But that's a rant. I'm coming up with another rant for religion. Don't worry, guys, right? I'll piss off even more people. So we're coming up with a rant for that. I have it written down as a topic for next week. So don't worry, guys. We'll piss off more people. Don't worry about it. But really, just because I'm here now, like, okay, so I'm better than you or I'm worse than you. There's this in a lot of Middle Eastern countries where I grew up. There's both a superiority complex and an inferiority complex for being Arabic, right? So they look at themselves, and a lot of people there, and they see themselves better than the Indians, because there's a lot of like Indians there that come and do like the shitty jobs. But then a lot of people see themselves as inferior to Westerners. There's that complexity of always trying to catch up to Westerners. And that's not everybody there, but a lot of people are like that. Because they're so identified with this identity, this ego identity called race, ethnicity, language. They're so identified with it, they think this is who they are, really. They think, this is me. I am Arabic, I speak Arabic, and this is my ethnic background, this is my tribe, this is my family language, this is who I am. They don't know who they are. Because when people know who they are, they really realize the world for what it is. A computer simulation, a video game, where we come in here, we take on these roles, our consciousness, our soul takes on these roles, and they're just that, they're just roles. And we shouldn't take them too seriously. We play the roles. I speak Arabic, I love Arabic. I think Arabic is a beautiful language. I love Arabic, I love speaking in Arabic. Oof, I love Arabic music, I love Arabic poetry. I love the language, so I'm still playing the role, but I'm not identified with it. I'm not like, oh, I'm Arabic, so I'm better than you or worse than you. Or I don't see a difference between me and somebody that doesn't speak it. I don't see a difference between me and somebody else that doesn't speak any of the languages that I speak. We share the same condition. We share an asshole. That's number one. We all share an asshole, guys. Remember that. We share an asshole, right? The very fact that you and everybody on this planet shares an asshole, that gives you a lot in common. Because that means you kind of exist in a similar way. You eat food, your food processes it in a certain way, and then it shits it out of an asshole, right? So we already share a lot in common. There's a lot in common, the human condition. And that's really, humanity is all one family. It's really, it's one organism. It's one organism. These roles that we play, these ego roles, this is my name, and this is my culture, and this is my country, and this is my ethnic background. It's like, yeah, okay, right. That's part of the game. It's like if you play Age of Empires, for example. If you play Age of Empires, there's different empires there. There's the Ottoman Empire, and there's like a bunch of, I don't know, I haven't played the game. My brother used to play it. I think there's the Ottoman Empire, and you can go back to I think the Huns, the Huns, you can play with the Huns, maybe you can play with the Mongols. It's like you're picking different parts of the map, this game, and you're playing that role, right? But you may be concentrated while you're playing the game, but it's a game. You're gonna get off the fucking computer and you're gonna go eat, and so you might take it seriously in the moment, but really, in the back of your head, it's not a serious game. It's like, well, I shouldn't take this seriously. Like, I'm not. If you're playing as a Mongol in the game, you're not a Mongol. You're playing as a Mongol, but you're not a Mongol. In the same way, you play this game with whatever ethnic background you grow up in, whatever country you grow up in. You play as that, but that's not you. And there's a difference between playing with that, but knowing it's not you, and playing with that and saying, this is me. This is who I am. There's all there is to me. I am this ethnicity. I am this language. I am this culture. So stupid. So stupid. So stupid. And something? These maps keeps changing. They keep changing over and over and over and over. I used to have a map of the world. I think there's 5 new countries on that now. So this is malleable, this is changeable, this is not really you. All these identifications, the language, all that is not you. That's not the person. That's not who we are. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And however you can describe it and get it to people in whatever language they can, in whatever religion they follow, that understanding has to be there. You can describe it in simulation theory lingo and say we're a stream of consciousness and we're an information stream that comes into this information field and experiences it this way. You can experience it in terms of energy. You're in an energy field and you're experiencing life, this experience, this dimension, through this physical body. You're experiencing physical existence by just having a body, and you're a stream of energy experiencing. Your energy is not, it's not black, it's not white, it's not Canadian, it's not Nigerian, it's not Bosnian, it's not Australian, okay? It's not Indian, it's not any of these things, not Chinese. Sorry, I forgot my Asian friends. It's not Chinese. It's not Vietnamese, right? It's not Russian. It's none of these things. It's okay. It's none of these things. It's none of it. That you're an energy. Go and talk to a tree. Ask a tree. Hey, tree. Hi. Where are you from, tree? Where are you from? Where are you from? What language do you speak, tree? Where are you from? Oh yeah, you're a Russian tree, right? Oh, okay, you speak Russian? So what are you doing all the way here in Canada? Oh, I immigrated back in the day and now my family speaks Canadian. It's like, no, the trees don't have any of that, okay? They don't. You go into nature and nature doesn't know. Nature doesn't say, oh, this is like now right here is a political, this is where all the trees here, the older trees from back in the day dictated that this is our kingdom and nobody else comes in here. No, they don't have the political division. They don't have these divisions that we have. It's just nature. You go and it's just, well, there I am. I'm the universe. I am an energy. Everything is energy. Everything is information based. If you're a believer of simulation theory, the whole thing is information based. It's an illusion. You're a stream of energy. I'm a stream of energy. I'm a stream of consciousness. I'm a spirit. The spirit is just something you don't see, right? You don't, with your 5 physical senses. And so you're a stream of consciousness. You're a spirit. You're a soul. Whatever you want to call it. But that's who you really are. The rest of it is transient. It's gone. When you die, that's it. All these identities go away with you. They're not with you anymore. Your consciousness, your soul, just leaves and says goodbye. Let me go to another game. Or maybe you come back as a different character with a different ethnicity, right? With a different name, with a different ethnicity, with a different language. And if you guys look into what's his name? Steven Ianson, I think was his name, the reincarnation guy. Steven Ianson, I think. Oh, I don't know how I forgot his name. I used to rant about him all the time. The reincarnation guy, right? And, you know, he talks about people coming back. He has these studies on children. That's for a whole different video. I made a separate video. But children between 2 and 4, they basically recount their entire past lives. And then they tell this was my parents, this was my name, this was the language I spoke. They actually take them to their parents, and it turns out that they're from previous life, and it turns out everything they said is actually what it is, and they're children between ages 2 and 4. Really crazy stuff. And many, many cases of that have been documented, of people suddenly speaking different languages, and it's just simply like coming from past lives, past spawns in the game, past incarnations. So it's like, well, actually, you're all of these things and none of these things at the same time. And your character, your stream of consciousness comes back at some point and goes in a different ethnicity, different language, different political boundaries. It's like, then you're none of it. You're all of it, but at the same time, you're none of it. You're experiencing it. Don't identify with it so much. I want to see open borders. This is what I want to see. I want to see humanity operate as one organism, as one unit. I want to see open borders. I don't want to see this anymore. These lines and, oh, this is my passport. I am this and that, and I need to, you know, this is my country represents me. I don't want to see that. I want to see open borders, man. We're all one. It's one organism. Humanity is one organism. We're one thing. We're one thing. We're the same. We share the human condition. That's enough. We share everything. We respond the same way. Our brains respond the same way. They form patterns the same way. We shit, we piss, we fuck, we come. We experience pleasure. We experience pain. We experience suffering. We experience emotions. We cry. We laugh. We're the same. Then all of these other things is like, that's maybe the 5% that's different between me and you, is the language we speak and the ethnic background, and the way I look is different because of the ethnic background that I grew up in the DNA, but that's maybe the 5%. The other 95% is the same. We're the same. Okay? So that's where my rant is. That's where my rant ends. Right? That's where my rant ends. That's it. Hopefully I pissed off a lot of people. But at the same time, hopefully I brought it to attention that we're all one. Really, this is the message. We're all one. We're the same. We're the same. That's it. I love you guys. I love every single one of you, and I don't care what your background is, what your color is, how you look like. That's irrelevant to me. I know you because I know myself, and I know myself to be an eternal stream of consciousness experiencing this human spawn. And so I know you're the same, and I know we have the same essence, the same spark. We're all one consciousness experiencing itself subjectively. So we're the same. I love you guys. I love every single one of you. But don't forget to subscribe, man. Or you're gonna sleep with the fishes.